does she feel like Tyra was actually genuine?
No. That was a quick, no.
Everybody go. 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 Oh, what's going on, y'all? Let me pat some of this shit off my face. It wasn't my fault. It was Instagram. It glitched. And I'm sitting here looking at the fucking screen and I'm like, hey, are you like gonna go on right now? I haven't patted all day. Let me pat myself dry. How are you guys doing? What is that dirt on your face, Oliver? Ooh, underneath the eye area. Hi guys, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right, let me type in my caption. I'm so freaking excited. I just love talking about cycle 6 of Top Model. If y'all don't know by now, it's like my favorite cycle of Top Model. Yes, it is. My favorite cycle of Top Model. I know cycle 6 like the back of my goddamn hand. All right. And today, we have the pleasure of talking to Leslie from cycle 6 of America's Next... I was about to say America's Next Stop Model. Stop. Stop. I'm sitting here typing in the caption, get a badge for Q&A. Okay, I have a couple of church announcements. It's going to be very quick. And I see that our special guest is in the chat today. Okay, let me read you guys my special church announcements right fast, because they're very important. Oh my God. Listen, it wasn't my fault that I was late. I was on the freaking thing at 7:59, and every time I hit live, Instagram was like, fart, burp, and I was like, what is that about? Anyways, guys, here are some of our classroom announcements. Listen, I just posted a photo promoting Sephora's new Best Skin Ever foundation. I actually am wearing it right now. I used it today to take those photos. There were no filters, no correction, no photoshopping, none of that top model shenanigan bullshit. Listen, it is a very affordable foundation. I think it's like under $20. It goes on like skin. They have a specialized brush formulated perfect for the foundation. And it has a skin finish. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't get into a lot of makeup stuff, but I did a tutorial on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. And I was using it. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. Like, this is one of the better foundations I have been exposed to. It's medium to full coverage. I learned all these new vocabulary terms as they send me this stuff. It's medium to full coverage. It didn't feel heavy. It was easy to work with. Like the photo and click the link in my bio if you want to get some. Like I said, they have over 50 shades, or I think it's exactly 50 shades. So they have everyone covered. Literally. All right, the second thing is I want to thank everybody who has sent me a gift for my P.O. Box unwrapping video that I'm doing in honor of my birthday, February the 10th. Yep, next month. Today is the first day of Aquarius season. We are in the age of Aquarius. And so I just want to thank everybody who sent in a gift. Listen, I went to the thing and I saw New Zealand and I saw the Queen's face on there. I was like, oh my God, these people love me. So listen, all of you guys who want to send me a gift, if you want to promote your business, I'll be posting my P.O. Box here and there periodically. The cutoff date is February 18th. So tell the rest of your classmates out there. And that's the cutoff date if you want to include your shenanigans in that video. But thank y'all, like for real, I just didn't realize, and I'm grateful. Like, it's very cool. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. The third thing is, Oh, yeah. Shout out to everybody who bought a seasoning from me. Available on olivertwixt.com. I sent out like 20 orders today. Thank y'all so much. And the last thing is, I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I got word today that my first project, it's an EP, will be coming out next week, Friday. And I just would like you guys' support in streaming, buying it, whatever you want to do. But it means a lot to me to be a hip hop, to be a queer hip hop artist of color here in the world, making his name for itself and curating my own content. I creatively conceptualized the cover. I can't wait till y'all see the cover. Wrote all the songs, came up with the videos, came up with the treatments. And I wanted to share that with y'all mainly because it's like I just think back to when I was a child watching Top Model and learning all these creative things and taking it all in and watching the photo shoots like that. And now that I'm an adult in my life and I do reference a lot of those things. So it's very special that I'm here with you guys right now, sharing this moment with you all. Thank you. Feels very full circle. So without further ado, that wasn't too long, was it? We are going to bring on Leslie. We know her as Leslie. We know her then as Leslie from Cycle 6 of America's Next Top Model. Oh, I am like, I just think, oh, maybe I should make myself more decent. Why y'all didn't tell me I was unbuttoned at the bottom like this? Oh my God. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm okay. I can't complain.
That's okay. That's better than like shitty.
You look freaking gorgeous.
Are you? Oh my God. Okay, so let me just preface this with I just worked like a 10.5-hour day. I came home. I was like trying to like throw some shit on my face because I know you're gonna look amazing and bless you for it, right? But like I was like I can't. I'm like I have to look a tenth of like, beautiful as like you're going to. You inspire me.
I only look like that because I had to go to work today.
You did?
Yeah, because I had to take photos for that like Sephora thing I had to do, so that's the only reason why I look like this.
Okay, well, that's like fun work.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's pretty cool. Shout out to Sephora. Hey, yo, shout out to Sephora.
Hey.
Thank you. This is like my.
I just ordered from
I think
Sephora.
like my 3rd time working with them, so shout out to them.
Ah, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
But you have to catch my other lives. When I'm not working, I come on very barefaced, all the things, because makeup is hard.
It is hard. I mean, I used to enjoy it a lot. I went through a period where I was like watching like Tati and like, you know, but like people that are like I used to love Tati. And now I'm like, she like had a lot of drama going on. I was like, I'm going to stay away from like the drama side of the makeup community, which is a whole other conversation, right? I'm not a makeup guru, but yeah. So now I do what I can in the morning.
Thumping.
I'm sorry?
I said those makeup girls be thumping.
I know. And I don't even know who like my favorite like Tenny something. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. I just it's like therapeutic, like just watching makeup tutorials and like trying to like do it yourself a little bit, you know, kind of like yeah, it's fun.
Now, I think we're receiving some type of interference. I don't know if this is Wi-Fi, cell phone connection, or Tyra. Come on, everybody out there. Let's say it together. We bind you, Tyra. We bind you for doing harm. Harm
Let
to
me
yourself,
see if I can, like,
harm to others.
Is that better?
We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm.
It's not better?
No, we bind you, Tyra. We bind you from doing harm. Harm to yourself and harm to others. Say it with me, class. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm to yourself and harm to others. Okay, let's try. I'm going to try taking you off. I'm going to try taking you off if you can hear me, and then close the app out and then open it up and come back.
Okay, cool.
Come on, say it with me. We bind you, Tyra. We bind you from doing harm. Harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our Wi-Fi connection. We bind you, Tyra, from doing... Actually, bitch, I gotta put... Excuse me. I'm drinking bubbly today, guys. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm. Harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our internet connection. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm. Harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to this internet connection. We bind you, Tyra, from doing harm. Harm to yourself, harm to others, and harm to our... Hail to the guardians of the towers of the north. Hear us. Hear us. Hear me. Oh, I mean, hear us. I freaking love... I'm pretty sure you guys can tell I love old school movies. Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the north. Listen, when Nancy, y'all let me know when Leslie comes back in. When Nancy brought her ass, it was like, he's in me. He's in me. I can feel him. He's in me. These are his gifts. These are his gifts. They are mine. I'm your daughter now. When I tell you that sends me to a place of hysterics that I seldomly come back from, and I just have to shut the movie off. That whole sequence, that whole everything is in me. I can feel him. These are his gifts. What? Okay, she's here. I'm flying. I love that movie. He's in me. I can feel him in me.
Okay.
Oh,
I hope
perfect.
this works now. I have my sage. I have to light it up. I don't have a lighter.
Listen, I just bought some camphor sticks. Do I need to burn my camphor sticks?
Okay. Do you have a lighter?
Do I need to light them? Because, girl, I don't know what's going on. No, I think we're probably okay now.
Okay. To the top model Instagram gods, please.
Please spare us.
I know. Okay.
Shout out to my makeup artist for lining my eye today like this. I mean, I think I've smudged it a little bit, but she did a good job, kind of.
You look amazing. You look beautiful. Makeup.
Shout out to her. I didn't do shit, but just sit there. Okay.
All right.
That's why everyone is here. Listen, Leslie, Cycle 6 is like my favorite cycle of all time. I'm sorry to everyone who's watching, all of my top model contestant friends I've gathered along the way. I go up for the entire show in its entirety, but it's something about Cycle 6 that I can sit there and watch all day.
It's a special season. I think, I'm not because I'm biased, because I was barely on the show, but like I really do think it was like one of the best cycles. Mind you, I didn't watch any of the cycles after that. I think because I was like a little traumatized, but so I didn't watch reality TV for like a long time. Now I'm on a 90 Day Fiance kick, but you know, we're here for Top Model, not 90 Day Fiance. But yeah, like for like a long time I was just like, I can't watch this cycle. I can't rewatch it. And I have it like recorded on VHS, high vintage retro, like back home in Arizona somewhere, like in a closet. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I don't know. It's just, first of all,
it's so good, but yeah, I want to hear something new. Like,
I just think all you girls from Cycle 6 are titans. Like, you girls are like the best top model class ever. Any one of you girls could have easily won.
Yeah.
Like, all of y'all could have won. All of you guys took great photos. All of you guys were so likable. Cycles, yeah.
I compared to the cycles that I guess I did watch, I'm trying to think what I can reference. I think it just had a lot of personalities, right? Mm-hmm. And the talent was there. And I think about, Danny, Molly, I'm trying to, like, names are escaping me right now, right? But like girls, like models who really like post Top Model have legitimate amazing careers. And like I modeled for almost 10 years after Top Model. So I think it just really, despite the show being, I love it, but it's like a bit of a train wreck, and very removed from like the real modeling world. So despite all that, it's still produced, I think, really amazing, great talent. So yeah, I think whether you did well on the show or not, I think there were so many girls who kicked ass after, and that's
yes. No, Top Model is definitely the final destination. No one's making it out alive, okay? Everyone is going to meet their doom. But like you said, there were many girls, yourself, Danny, Molly Sue, who all had great post-top modeling careers. And like
Joni, who's done like, I've stalked her a bit. Like I know she's done like other shows, like and correct me if I'm wrong, but like DIY. Like she was like, you know, she's like Bob the Builder, like she like an amazing way, you know, like she like
Veranda's like a big time lawyer.
Exactly. Like what? Like I know, like just amazing. I think really smart, beautiful, talented, well-rounded, like women. Yeah.
Well, without further ado, Leslie, what
Yes.
what name do you want me to call you?
So Leslie, so I can explain that if you would.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So it's not that complicated. So my first name's Alejandra, and my middle name is Leslie. Alejandra. And my middle name is Leslie. So I grew up going by Leslie. I don't know, whatever. It just happened. And so my whole family, like my mom, everyone, my sisters, call me Leslie. When I started modeling in New York, my agencies, I was a muse for a long time. They were just like, Alejandra's more exotic. So they wanted me to go by Alejandra. And I was like, okay, I'll, you know, it's my name. Why not? It's fine. And it stuck. So I answered to both. But yeah, call me Leslie, like, please.
You know, I was going to be extra and just say Alejandra. So every time I said Alejandra, I could say
I love
like,
that. No,
Alejandra.
yes, please.
But
say
to not terrorize the people out there watching, I'm going to call you Leslie because that's the context they know you as.
You can call me whatever you want, but yeah. Leslie, yeah.
What's the full name?
It's Alejandra I was about to say Leslie Mancia.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That is my full birth name. Yeah. I don't think I have my birth certificate around here. So what's funny is, so we can get to this. I have things saved from like Top Model, from like notebook, journal, like things that I wrote in there. Like, yeah, I like try to come prepared.
Wait, what do you have? Show us your lunchbox.
Okay, so I didn't write in it a lot while I was there, and I'm definitely like happy to go into like how I like my feelings when I was there, you know, all those things I wrote down. I have like, yeah, but I have like some pictures from Thailand. There's a whole like
wait, no, show that again. Let me see.
Yeah, so it's me. I couldn't find the one with me and Brooke, but this is me and a snake. So I was like 18 years old here. Because yeah, they took us to Thailand after I was eliminated. I think Brooke was eliminated after me, and they used us as like decoys. So they took us to Thailand, and it was like my first time, I think, out of the country, like as an adult, and I don't even know where to begin, but yeah. And they used this for a photo shoot. I know there were some questions about like the photo shoot. I don't know why that photo shoot, right? Like I have no idea, but and I don't know why they try to use this as decoys. It doesn't really make sense to me, but I got a trip out of it. So like, cool, whatever, you know. The only thing about it is that we were kind of like, we couldn't really just go out and about. So even though we weren't on the show technically anymore, we still had like a chaperone. And so we were in the hotel like 90% of the time, I would say, maybe 80. And then 20% was like out sightseeing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I have, I'm trying to find a good journal entry from like, from Thailand.
The anthropologist in me
I'll
is
read it
screaming.
if you want. What?
I said the anthropologist in me is screaming right now. This is good. This is good source material.
Yeah, you know, I try. So, and if it's boring, please like stop me, you know. But
no, I'm not.
Okay. So it starts off November 15, 2005, like 2,000 years ago. That's not correct math, but you know what I mean. Okay. I'm in fucking Thailand. I almost feel bad having fucking and Thailand in the same sentence, but fuck is a perfect adjective to use right now. This is the first time I'm like really reading this. I swear to you. It's like since then. It's so amazing I'm here. It's ridiculous. After being eliminated, Brooke and I figured we'd go home. Molly, Kari, Gina, the first two girls, Kathy, aka Drop It. I don't know what that means. I guess that was her nickname. And Wendy went home like 2 weeks ago, I think. Blah, 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 blah. Received her passports. Okay, so I feel like, because I did kind of skim through it, and I feel like there was a really good part. 14-hour flight. I don't know. I was talking about about like the apples and the mangoes there and how good they were. As soon as we walked into the hotel, we saw Bob and Leola. I don't know who, they might have been her chaperones. Yeah, but there was like a part where like I started talking about how I kind of wanted to kiss Brooke, and like I know I'd be only something about sorry. But she kept talking about how she likes to kiss girls and started asking me who in the house I would get with. And then I have something I'll tell you about, like who I had a crush on when I was there.
Por favor.
And at one point, she kind of jokingly said we should kiss, but then immediately took it back the way that people do when they're kind of embarrassed about saying something true, you know, question mark. And when I suggested we should drink more later, she wanted to, but was hesitant and said, no, I do stupid things when I'm drunk. Mind you, I'm not putting words in Brooke's mouth. This is just my record of it, right? Really, though, it wasn't a big deal and nothing was blatantly said. So take it as you wish. I don't know. This morning we ordered room service, the breakfast. So I'll stop there and I'll recap.
No, don't stop. Don't stop when you get enough. And
I just keep talking about the food. I was like really like obsessed with the food because the food everywhere you go, you travel anywhere, it's like so much better. I feel like in the U.S. But okay, so I remember. So I identified as bisexual at that time. Now I would consider myself pansexual. I do date mostly hetero cis men, you know, but like, but I'm open to all and everyone. But anyway, at that time I was like, I'm bisexual. And I definitely, my crush there was Jade. Like, I know, I just thought she was like the most beautiful human being I'd ever seen in my life. It's like her personality in retrospect, like, very problematic, right? But like at the time I was 18, I was naive. I had no idea. I didn't know my head from my ass, right? And to me, I was like, she's just like the most beautiful creature I've ever seen. And she was really sweet to me. So I was just like, I think there's probably somewhere in here where I was just like, Jade's so hot, you know, like something, I don't know, something like that. Yeah. And then, you know, months of not fucking, not touching, like, you know, like not, there's so many like moments in here where I was like, I need sex and I need a shit. Like, you know, like it's like back to back. I need sex, plain and simple. I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to all that, but yeah, but like.
This is so good.
And I'm not even, oh my gosh. So yeah, so I was just horny and anxiety and panic. I was like a mixture of horny and anxious, and that's you know, that's a fun combination. So
this story has my shirt coming undone, girl.
But nothing happened. I remember very, very vividly wanting to kiss Brooke, and you know, Brooke is so beautiful, and I'm just like, I hadn't felt the touch of anyone in so long, and like we're in the hotel room and I just being too scared to like make a move. But so nothing ever happened. And yeah, but like I remember that very vividly.
And guys, I haven't asked not one question yet. This is amazing. This is great.
See my friend, girl. Oh, that's, yeah. I
don't even know how to even segue out of that, girl. You've messed up my whole spiel.
I'm sorry.
No, you
Not
are
sorry.
amazing right now. I got to take off my Crocs and readjust. You have shifted my wig ever so slightly. Oh!
Just the back. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I feel like there's a lot of things from, I mean, it was so long ago. And let me just say thank you for anyone tuning in. Everyone who, like, I saw the comments, you know, on your posts and people in my DMs being so excited about it. And to me, I'm just like, I think at a certain point, I like removed myself from like the memory of Top Model because it just, I've had a whole life since then, you know? But seeing people be so excited about it, like really, it brings joy to my heart, you know? Like it really does. And at the end of the day, like I can talk some trash about it. I can like dissect it and critique it, but I wouldn't have had the career that I did, and it wouldn't have molded my 20s the way that it did had it not been for that show. And not because I benefited from I didn't benefit as a model from being on that show, but it did kickstart at least the idea of like that being a possibility, you know, in my life.
Oh, this is amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all of that with us. Like,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm excited.
Welcome.
Everyone watching right now is excited. And I know once this hits the YouTube channels, they're going to be so excited. Like, you can't prepare. We like shit like this. Now, you know, we're grateful for everything we give, but we love when the girls come ready to give. They come prepared. And thank you on behalf of everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. You kidding me?
I guess I'll just jump into my questions now, right?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Also, these questions come from the fans pulled from my YouTube and Instagram comment section. So if you don't like the questions, be mad at those bitches, not this one.
Okay. No. All good vibes only.
So Azure Phoenix, what was auditioning like for you? Who did you recognize as a front runner at the beginning of the competition?
That's a good question. So the first part, what was the audition process like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and then who was like competition? Okay. So the audition process, if my cousin's watching this, she's gonna laugh. My cousin Jennifer. So we were, I grew up, born in New York, grew up in Arizona, right? Anyway, we're sitting at home watching Top Model. And I remember like the credits, you know, rolled like, and whatever. And we were done watching it, and she was like, "You dumb bitch." She's like, "Why aren't you a model?" She's like, "You need to audition for the show." And I was like, "Okay, I guess I will." And so I looked it up, and they just happened to have auditions like the next week or something like that, right? I kind of remember, like, I don't know. I don't remember the timeline of things exactly, but I remember my grandma went with me. I went to the mall in Arizona, and they asked for my name, my runway walk, which I know is a whole, I'm sure there's questions around that. And so I went from that audition, and then I got a call back to go to California, and my friend Tiffany flew with me to that, and that was like a whole day ordeal. I remember I was the last group. It was like at a mall, I don't know. It was like inside of like a Neiman Marcus or something. It was really random, but so I was the last group to go in, and I knew that I had to play some sort of part. Mm-hmm. And mind you, like, I'm 18, I barely know who the fuck I am, you know, like, like who am I, right? But right. I was like, I'm gonna play the party girl, right? Because I drank a lot of the time. I had my fake ID, all that stuff, right? So I was like, I'm the girl who would like dance on top of tables, and I'm bisexual, and like all these like, I'm like, things I sort of cringe at now, right? But like, whatever. That's like, that was the role that I was trying to create for myself. And then I got to, I guess the semifinals, I think was after that in California. That was like a week. And that's when like shit started getting more real. I was like, oh, this is like Tyra's here, and like Mr. and Miss J are here, you know, but like, I still like, you know, trying to keep it together. And, you know, meanwhile, the whole time, like having a very, an undiagnosed, like a severe undiagnosed anxiety disorder. And I suffered also from a lot of depression. So I think I was still able to kind of, I guess, maneuver, and I still was able to like kind of keep it together, you know, but, I definitely wanted to get on the show, and then I made it, right? So I guess hopefully that answered what the audition process was like. And then who I thought the front runner was, I thought Molly for sure. I remember I just seeing Molly's bone structure, and I'm just like, this woman, you know, like she's just so beautiful. I mean, everyone's beautiful, right? But Brooke, I think was signed with IMG beforehand. I found out later on. So she was like, she had some modeling experience. I thought Jade too, right? I know she had like a lot of modeling experience prior to that as well. But I didn't know enough about the industry to be like, to like tell for sure. But I think as far as like game goes, as far as like competition goes, like I could tell, I mean, Jade obviously, you know, she was you know, she definitely had her own agenda and like how she was going to play like the game, so to speak. And then Danny, like I could tell Danny was also very, she came off like I remember at first she came off very like kind of standoffish, and I was intimidated, but then she was like super nice and really funny and like a very like just, you know, awesome person all around. But yeah. So to answer your question, I don't know if I answered that question, but yeah, I think there was a few people who stood out to me, but really like, especially from the beginning, like it was anyone's game. Yeah.
You know, just sitting here watching you talk and watching you just did it again. You still flick your hair the same way you did back then. And it's not that it's a bad thing, but every time you flicked your hair, I'm like, that's how she flicked her hair back then.
Oh, I love that.
I'm just being a weird fan. Weird fan.
No, I love it. I love it so much. I had no idea that I even, yeah, I just, well,
it's like you do both. It's a flick, shake, and like, no, but like, I just had a flashback to you doing that on Top Model.
Oh, now I have to watch myself.
And like, no.
And as I keep doing it now, because I can't.
No, you're fine.
I love
Ignore
that.
me.
No, I love that.
So Jay Alexander wants.
Who?
Hey. Coincidence? Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Jay Alexander wants to know, why did she choose to go by Leslie versus her real first name of Alejandra? So you talked about it like in context outside the show, but talk about it like within the show, why you decided to go by Leslie instead.
It wasn't a decision. It was so much as more so like that's the name that I grew up going by, right? Like I didn't decide to go by Leslie.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah. Everyone just called me Leslie from since I was, from a baby, from like, the cradle. So
it had nothing to do with the show. It was just something that you decided to do.
Yeah, gotcha. That was just the name that I everyone called. Yeah, it wasn't like a deliberate decision or anything like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Louise Orozco wants to know, can you tell us about makeovers? Were you expecting a drastic change?
I figured they would, because I figured they probably wanted me to be the Latina bombshell, so, and that could look so many different ways, but if we're stereotyping, like, it's going to be big, dark brown hair, maybe, so I kind of assumed I was going to get extensions, and I did get extensions, and I was very happy about those extensions. I had no idea how to upkeep those extensions, though, like, how to maintain them, so by the end, they were looking so raggedy, but like I love them to death. And I think for like a year, like way longer than I should have, I had them on, and it was like slowly they were just like falling, and I was like trying to glue them back in. Like, had no clue what to do with my hair. Still have no clue what to do with my hair, obviously, because I just keep flicking it. But I was very happy with my makeover, so to speak, and I wasn't surprised. I would have been shocked if they had given me like a short blonde cut a la Jade, I guess. Yeah.
Now you deserve your ass whooped back then. Why would you keep hair in for a year?
I didn't know any better. I mean, I want to say it was like 6 months. I know. I think it was a long time. I don't know. My 18-year-old self said, is embarrassed and apologizes. I have like a thing for wigs. I have like a wig collection, and I have like clip-on extensions that I still don't know how to work. Me and my makeup, I'm a little bit better here.
You don't need them.
No, it's just fun sometimes, like wigs are fun.
So a little trivia when I'm telling, like, because I was about to tell you, only thing you have to do is, like, just tease it out some and give it body. So usually when I'm telling people to do stuff like that, I always use this term that Miss Jade did. I don't know what model he was talking to, but he was like, a little shake, a little crunch. I don't know who he was talking to. Guys, remind me who he was talking to. He said that, but that's what popped up in my brain. So I'm going to say, all you need is body. Point of the matter is, you don't need to put stuff in your hair. Your hair looks fine the way it is.
Thank you. No, I mean, trust me, I don't like obsess over it. It's like the last, but I admire people who have patience to like blow dry their hair and do a whole thing. Like, I'm like, no, I just kind of, that's Low maintenance for the most part.
V Green is saying, love Leslie. What are her thoughts on Gina and Jade's dynamic?
Yeah, good question. I'm trying to remember, right? Because I also, a lot of it is like sort of, it's been a long time. I mean, right off the bat, like me now would have stood up for Gina, because I think Jade was definitely out of line, just fucking bully, you know? And I get that people are trying to play a game, but you don't have to do it at the expense of others, you know? And I remember Gina being kind, and maybe she didn't rub some people the right way. I don't know. I don't remember her being like malicious or anything. And I think Jay was just coming for her because she was probably insecure and fucking afraid of her own game, you know? And like, I think people who go after others like that are just, they have some deep rooted issues, right? So like on their own. So like, and I don't know, maybe that's I'm sure Jade has changed a lot since then. We've all have, I'm sure, right? But like, just for what I remember, I just remember Jade coming for Gina so much, and I feel like Gina like just got a lot of shit, and I don't know why. But you know, like you have to create it's a reality TV show. The producers obviously are going to get off from the drama. They want the drama. Drama equals ratings. And yeah, so no one was intervening, being like, that I remember being like, you know, trying to stand up for Gina, I guess, including myself, right? So that's kind of my memory and recollection of that. I think she could have been a lot kinder and nicer. Yeah.
I love the moment when Gina finally cuts Jade's ass out. I say, yes,
I don't
Gina.
remember that. I mean, I'm glad. But I honestly don't remember. I'd have to like rewatch it. Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm having a Mandela effect right now. I do remember, I think on her last episode, she was cursing at Jade. It was like, I can't remember all of the explicitives, but guys down in the comments, don't you guys remember Gina finally cursing Jade out? She did curse her out, right?
Good for her. You have to stand up for yourself and advocate for yourself, you know? Yeah.
She did. I'm okay, thank you guys. Yeah, I remember her finally like cursing her out. Okay, what is this about Gina biting people?
I don't remember. Does she bite? Maybe. I honestly don't remember. I'm sorry. Yeah, there might be someone who would remember, like Gina herself. I don't know. Is Gina on social? I don't know. I don't know. I think I like a few years, like, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, I like tried to stalk everyone and see where they were at. And I want to say Gina's married. I'm probably making that up, so do not quote me on that. I have no idea. But yeah, I hope she's well. Look, being like on a show like that, being thrown into this like high pressure, high intense situation that's completely abnormal is, that's, you know, it's really hard to like digest that and it's a really weird experience that I think unless you're, you know, one of, I guess, the few who's been in it would understand what it's like. So I think everyone was just trying their best, and that didn't always come across, you know, unfortunately in like the best manner. But yeah, reality TV, I think it brings out like the ugly in people a lot of times, truly.
For clarification, point of clarification, they're saying she play bit Danny.
Oh, maybe that was her way of what, I don't know. I honestly can't remember, so I can't really speak on it. I don't know, but if you haven't done a live with Danny, you should. So I'm sure Danny remembers.
Look, Danny's popping. You know, she ain't got time. Wait, are we talking about Danielle Danny or crazy racist Danny? Which one are we talking about, y'all?
Oh no,
I'm
Danielle
sorry.
Danny, like Danielle who won my second.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, yeah, okay. Yeah, Danielle Danny. No, she popping. She don't got time for these types of things. Like, she popping.
Oh,
she don't got time. She
got time. She's got time.
She on the cover of Harvard's Bazaar. She not worried about little old me and doing all the No.
Well, you know, yeah. I am. I would watch that. I would definitely watch that live for sure.
That would be excruciating.
That'd be epic.
Amazing. It would
Yeah.
it would be so amazing. It would probably be painful. But anyways, we can only fantasize. We're now talking in the lively. Lover Girl 447 saying, "Hey Leslie, I absolutely love you. I want to know how sis you feel about Miss Jane saying you had a duck walk. Let's talk about your walk. Let's talk about your walk."
I mean, was Miss J wrong? Like, no. I didn't know how to walk. I don't know what, I mean, it's hilarious in hindsight. I remember being like excruciatingly embarrassed then, right? Like, I didn't know that I wasn't doing it right. And then the more that I was trying to do it, the more, like, the worse it was just, it would like come across. But, my body just like, I had to learn after, like, I don't know. I honestly have no explanation for that other than like, I'd never done a runway walk before and my ass sticks out naturally. I don't know.
Duck
I don't know.
booty.
I think Miss J did the best with what they had. Like, I can't even be mad about it. I try to like
Shout out to
create some
Miss
space.
J.
I know people wanted to see like my duck booty walk now. We'll save that for later. Let's see if I can like replicate, like mimic it. Yeah.
First of all, and I'm gonna ask you questions.
I don't know if I could do it. I was practicing earlier. I'm like, what was I doing with my back? Like, that's painful.
It was like, I can't do that. I can't do it. No, I can't do it.
I know. I don't. I was just. I think I'd have to I don't know. I have no explanation other than I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. That's my explanation. Yeah.
Now I'm going to say
I did not have scoliosis. I remember people were like, "Yeah, does she have a?" No, I don't have scoliosis. Like, it's not. I just wasn't getting it.
Is something going on, guys? Can you hear me? Tyra, get your ass out of this internet connection right now, girl, before I tear you up. I've never had to tear you up before. I will tear you up. Leave us alone. Can you hear me like in real time?
I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, we're good. Yay. Okay.
Okay, listen. What I was going to say is I'm going to ask you questions about, like, you know, all the stuff you do now with body positivity. But girl, yeah. I was going through your photos, and when you were dancing, I was like, fuck it up.
I ask away. I post what I want to post, and I don't think about it too much. I mean, I do and I don't. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, if you had, like,
I was living when I saw your busted challenge video. I said, yes. Yes.
I'm trying to be like the youngins. I'm trying to be like you with the TikTok. No, I love it because I'm
not on TikTok.
Well, I'm saying I feel like your age group is everyone's on TikTok these days, you know. And I'm surprised you're not. You should be on TikTok. I'm surprised you're not.
I mean, I have one, but it's just like I just don't have the time or the mental capacity to like stand here and dance for y'all. Like, y'all just gotta catch me in real time.
One platform at a time.
Yes, it's like I can't do it all.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yes, and it's like y'all want me to dance for y'all. Where the money at? That's, you know, where the money at?
The people will give you the money.
Where the money at?
I agree. I should be charging for my my tick. I don't do that many, but like every once in a while. So I love to dance. I am not the best dancer, but it brings me a lot of joy, and that's all that matters. So, yeah, if I find like a challenge that's like simple enough, like the busted challenge, I was sweating up, like, yeah. But yeah, I think with my page, I just I like to. I don't remember. Oh, well, I'm like, what was that? I don't even remember the moves anymore. No, it was just drop it down. Just like,
you just dropped. You was popping.
I was trying. My thighs were a little bit sore after, but overall with my page, like now I started off with, so Eclectic in the City I started off as like a fashion blog, and then I really got into social media, and then it became my 9-to-5 work career, and that's what I do now. I work for ready-to-wear brand that's based in New York City as their digital media supervisor. So, but I still like to work. I try to commit time to create my own content on my page. And it started from fashion, and then I started talking a lot about dating, which I've archived a lot of those posts, but I have to like send you those because that's when, you know, I don't have like a humongous following, but I have a little bit of a following. And I think that's when people started kind of like, sort of tuning in, because I would go on these rants about like just men and how awful they are, right? And like all these dates and good experiences, bad experiences, all in between. But so, and now it's transitioned into, I try to talk about mental health. I'm sober. I don't drink. I talk about sobriety. I talk about, really, I try to talk about politics, social issues, you know, that are important to me, my Latinidad, and like just, yeah, I try to keep it well-rounded. And honestly, I just wish there was like more hours in the day to commit to. But as I'm sure you know, like you also need a break from social media, because it can be exhausting. It's so much fun, but it can be very draining, you know? So
it can be.
yeah. I know.
This chat is so amazing. You're like answering all of my questions. You don't even know it. So this is like great. This is great. I'm skipping around a little bit. Nailani wants to know, in your audition, you said your parents wouldn't approve if you dated a Black person. A lot of questions about that. Yeah. Explain that. And do they still feel the same way?
Yeah. So I think I was referencing more my grandparents. And I mean, this is a real fucking conversation, right? Like, we can talk about top model fun, you know, yada yada yada, you know, like shoot the shit, but like this is definitely like a serious thing. My grandparents are in their 80s, and I'm using to say they are stuck in their ways, right? And I definitely have been conflicted in the, not so much recent. I cannot change my 85-year-old grandparents, right? So is there still racism in my family? Absolutely. But there's also been, you know, yeah, this is like a whole other conversation, right? But like my mom, like my mother, definitely the only people in my family who would, who've, I guess, I'm trying to word this so carefully because
no, I get it.
Yeah, the only people in my family who have expressed concern with me dating, I guess, yeah, someone who's Black would have been my grandparents, and that's a conversation I haven't had with them in a very long time. So yeah, and on it, I'm single as fuck. I probably won't be married if I get married ever, and that's totally okay. It probably won't be for a very long time. So it's something that it's not a conversation that comes up very often. And they're not very involved in my dating life, personal life, in like that way. So yeah, I don't know if I answered the question, and I'm sorry if I was like tiptoeing around it. It's just, yeah.
No, I get it. We talk about your family, so I get it.
Yeah.
Do you know where their sentiment is rooted in?
Oh my gosh. I mean, look, I think, you know, racism is, you know, colorism within, you know, I was taught to like hate myself. And I mean that not just by my family, but by like, right, society. So like, I think colorism is so deeply rooted within like, you know, in so many different cultures and communities. So to me, I think it comes from a place of like, you know, I have family members who are more light-skinned than I am. And, you know, I think they learned that like, there's certain privileges for being white passing, right? So I think, now I'm like all over the place, but did you ask like where that's rooted from, or where that's stemming from? Is that what you asked?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's just, you know, I think they have it in their minds that like white is better. There's privileges that come with that. There's a safe place that comes with that. And I mean, look, I'll be very candid. Like I grew up and I'd have family members who would tell me to not be in the sun for too long, or to maybe try some lightening creams, things like, so it's things that I had to unlearn and shed. I remember being a child and thinking like blonde, blue eyes was the ideal, I think a lot of people can relate to this, right? Like was the ideal, sort of like beauty. And I remember journaling. I've journaled for a very long time. And so at like 5-6 years old being like, oh, I wish I had blue eyes and blonde hair. And I think it took me, luckily, not too long to be able to shed those things. But like, where is it rooted from? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that it goes generations, right? It's not just
basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basically ain't
colonialism, like, like, I mean, it just, yeah, that's rooted way beyond my grandparents, way beyond, like generations that I don't even know. And so, luckily, thankfully, I have 2 younger sisters and I have these conversations with them.
Good. That was gonna be my next question.
And I'm able to have the conversations, I'm around like-minded people who are so incredibly progressive and just good. Yeah, I think there's important conversations to have that I have with my friends. I've had with my friends for a long time, not just now because it's always like I've throughout the years. I'm 34 now. It's always been, I've grown, I've shed, I've unlearned things, and I continue to shed old ideas and grow to be a better, more woke person, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that is amazing, and we can get lost in the whole conversation about it, but I like to educate people when they come in. Guys, when you get a chance, just look into, if you haven't, things like white supremacy and colonialism and different caste systems and the different like social structures, just stemming back years and years and years and years, and how those things play throughout generations and how they affect certain things and how they influence and shape society. It will really like waken, at least I believe, like waking your mind. And it's great conversations to have, because that's how we're able to move forward and create a better society for all of us to be a part of. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah, of course. And in modeling, the racism in modeling, I mean, that's like a whole that's a whole other live conversation we could have, right? But like, if you want, I can touch on that for like a little bit, like my experience.
Give it to me.
That. Yeah. So it makes me happy and hopeful now when I see. So I've been out of the modeling industry now for like about 5 years. I actually graduated from college 4 years ago today. I went back to school.
Congratulations!
4 years ago today. Yeah, Facebook reminded me. But anyway, prior to that in modeling, there's so much. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I say this because I get a lot of questions throughout the years now about aspiring models who want to get into the industry. Go for it, but also ask yourself what else it is that you want to do, right? Like what other aspirations you might have. The industry is so ageist and sexist and racist, and it's so problematic in so many different ways. And for me, like the racism I dealt with was, I'm trying to think of like a specific example. Like I think it was so embedded that like I didn't even realize sometimes I would just, but like I would be sent to castings where I was like the only, I was amongst a bunch of, I remember one casting, I was a bunch with all these white models, and I was like the only brown girl there. And I remember the designer being like, straight up being like, we can't use you because you're not our look, but I love your face, and so you could just try on clothes for me, but we're not gonna book you. You know, like very straightforward, just straight up like saying it like that. And being in, and there's this power structure there, right? Where it's like, well, maybe they'll book me later on, so I want to appease him, but like it's all so fucked. And then like always having to be like, you go to castings and it's like, okay, we're gonna hire, you know, one black model, we're gonna hire one, you know, like Latina model, we're gonna hire, you know, or like there's only space for one, you know, and like in a sea of whiteness. And I'm seeing a shift in the industry from, you know, from an outside perspective of more inclusivity, more diversity, but and great, right? But like how do I put, I hope it's not a trend, right? And like, and I hope it's not a trend within the fashion industry, because I feel like the fashion industry I don't think they've, I don't think they've purposely been more inclusive, out of like the kindness, or, you know, for altruistic like purposes. But I think it's been more of like, oh shit, we need to change because the consumer is like, you know, bottom line, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
utility,
market pressure. So I think it's good to like keep pressuring the fashion industry and keep like trying, you know, like I want to see everyone, but how do I put this in a very, whatever, I'm just gonna fucking say it. I've seen white models my whole life. I'm glad to see more and more and more and more diversity, and I just wanted to keep it diverse, and there's a place for everyone. But yeah, I just I want to keep, it needs to continue, and it needs to stay. And even for me, from like a marketing perspective, when I work with certain, you know, with brands that I've helped with, like in social media, I definitely, that's something that I keep in mind, is like, this is I'm going into a whole tangent, a whole other conversation, but
no, I'm listening right now. We're all listening.
Yeah, but I definitely, so I'm not going to say the brand that I work for, although it could be really easy to look it up, but I'm happy because they are very, they're very open, they're cool about, you know, hiring 3 black models in a row, you know. And in the past that would have been like not a thing, you know, like it would have been like, oh well, we hired a black model this season, we hired a Latina model this season, now we need to keep, you know, like hiring, like, does that, like, if that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's just, yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm going on a whole tangent. It's like I feel like I started on like in top model brain, and now I'm going into like a different.
No, you're fine.
But
we're talking about you were talking about setting a trend in fashion, and it being not so much, at least how I was understanding it not being based in utility, for it to be cool to start being inclusive, but it actually being something that people honestly want to do, and they want to see change. At least that's what I was understanding from what you were saying.
Yeah, and I also think brands, like, when that hasn't been, I think there are very, very few brands and companies who are doing it from a very honest and true place. Because I think the moment that Black Lives Matter protest, you know, like really, and Black lives have always mattered, obviously, right? And this is always, you know, but this year, as we've seen, or in the past, like 2020, as we've seen protests, and people, I think companies are like, oh shit, we need to do something about it, right? And now they're like trying to be like, oh yeah, we know, of course we're on board, right? And they're trying to like,
right,
you know, they're trying to like, it's, you know, they're now they're hiring models that are more inclusive, more diverse. And it's like, I don't think any brand at the end of the day has really, most brands have never stemmed with the question, have ever begun with the question of like, how diverse is our board? How diverse are our models? How diverse is, you know, like it's never been like that. So I think brands are having to reshape and like have these really difficult conversations with, you know, like from the at the boardroom. And I think few brands have been doing it from the beginning, I guess is the point that I'm trying to say. Is like few brands have been doing it from the beginning, and I think few brands are really doing it like truly right. And but everyone's trying, right? And like I don't know what the right answer is, but yeah, at least from like from a marketing perspective, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, like I don't know where I'm gonna stop here.
I do.
Yeah, I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, I don't.
No, you're
think,
fine.
Yeah.
I think something is wrong with the internet connection. No, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You look a little fuzzy.
Do I look fuzzy?
Yes.
Can you see me?
Guys, is it me or is it our guest?
You look good.
Okay, yeah, I think it's you. Oh no.
No, okay. No,
Are you here?
I'm reading the comment section. Anyway, Tyra is ruining the Wi-Fi. Anyway,
yeah,
can you hear me?
We have a joke here. Yeah, I can hear you. I want to keep talking about being inclusive. There was a comment, a special comment that caught
was
my
like,
eye.
Leslie, are you high? No, I'm tired and I'm going into a conversation that, you know, I wasn't planning on going into, but yeah, anyway.
You guys do know it's 9:00 here where Leslie and I are. And you know, when people get tired, their eyes do turn red.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't smoke weed either.
So By Manny Roman wants to know, tell us what your thoughts are about America's Next Top Model disqualifying Claudia, I don't want to mispronounce her last name, to then Tyra creating America's transsexual model just to have her win and keep her happy. I think Claudia would have slayed and gone to the top 3 of that cycle. Just saying. Boop. Do you know about that?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question? You were cutting up a little bit. I know. Hi, Manny.
Manny. Manny's a good friend of ours over here. He said, tell us about your thoughts about Top Model disqualifying Claudia and then Tyra creating America's transsexual model just to have her win and keep her happy.
Yeah. So she went. I mean, look. I think I don't have too many thoughts on that other than
Well,
yeah.
let me steer this a little bit better. I didn't even know that there was even a disqualification that happened. So what is this about her being disqualified? Is this someone who was a contestant during your cycle?
She was, if I remember correctly, she didn't place in the house, but she was in like the semifinals, I guess. Yeah, that was when we were in California. So she was there. She was there, I think, for like that week before they made the final cut of the girls who would be like in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm trying to remember like specific. I don't remember specific conversations around it. Yeah, my memory is just like, I guess maybe fuzzy around that, but knowing Tyra and other, like, just going based off like shoots she's done that I think she thought were well intentioned, I don't know, but have been like super problematic. Again, I don't think she was doing it. I don't know what her intentions were. in bringing Claudia in, and I hope that they were good again in trying to bring and just in representing all types of models, but I don't know what they were, and I wouldn't imagine the Tyra that I can like pick, the Tyra that I have in my mind was probably, I think, trying to use it for like ratings, if that makes sense. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know. I just don't remember that part of it too much.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, Manning, you may need to send me a little something so you can tell us, because it seems like you know a little bit more than we do over here.
I think no, yeah, and I do. Mandy's one of my really good friends. But I think we need to revisit this conversation because I don't want to speak on it too much when I just don't remember too much about it.
I want to backpedal a little bit to get some of these questions covered. So Sandra Salazar wants to know, do you remember Danny, the girl that says she is very conservative? Do you remember her? From audition week.
The one that would crush grapes, was that my cycle or was that someone else's cycle?
No, there was a girl there that crushed grapes, but no, it wasn't that girl. And okay. I remember the girl who crushed grapes. She was tall. She had full lips. I mean, you know what? I guess she kind of looked like Brooke a little bit. So it probably was like, do we choose Brooke or her? Yes, you're right about that.
I think she did really well post top model, or I think she didn't make it to the final 13, top 12, top 13, whatever it was. But I think she was signed and she did really great after that. I would see her at castings. Side note, yeah.
But going back to Danny, the girl who was her. The one for Rhonda, what did Rhonda tell her? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
Wait, was she like the racist? Was she like the one that was like super Republican? No offense. I forgot about. Was her name Danny? Did she have like brown hair? Brunette.
Yeah, it wasn't long, but it wasn't like.
Yeah. I don't remember her that much, except I do remember her being like, "I'm Republican." I'm pretty sure back then. I mean, I would say my political views are much stronger now, but like back then, I definitely was. I was like, "You're crazy." Like I don't know. I think she was very proud of being like this like conservative Republican, and who knows where she's at now and what her views are now. But I don't remember her. I don't remember liking her back then. I definitely cannot see myself being friends with her, like wanting to be around her now. Like
right.
If she's the same person, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but what's your point? That's what she said to her. But what's your
I don't remember her that well. I have to like rewatch this. I literally do. If this was like aired, like I have to rewatch it because, like I said, I literally haven't seen it since I was like 18.
It's okay. Trust me, you've told us many things today. You're fine. Okay.
So many things.
Josiah wants you to talk about Wendy. Wendy, who was a Hurricane Katrina survivor. They're saying, is there more to the Wendy situation that Dan Production showed us? Is it true they covered up her needing to leave by just eliminating her?
Probably. I don't know for sure, but probably. I thought she just left. Yeah, I thought she just left and she was like, fuck this. But I'm not sure I can't remember what like the situation was around that. Wait, did she get eliminated?
She was the second to go home. She was the one whose like family had been affected by Hurricane Katrina. Come on.
Yeah, I remember. That would be something very top model like to do, I think, to just eliminate her. If she was no longer going to serve a purpose being there, if that makes sense for them, yeah.
I don't remember, guys. You guys are gonna have to help me out, but I believe Joni touched on this, or I don't know if it was Joni or Ferranda who touched on whether or not the question I just asked. They touched on that. You guys go back, watch it, and tell me, because I'm something in me is it's like tingling. It's tingling. I don't know.
Be quick behind the scenes. I remember. I could have sworn she was like in the Sorry, we're still talking about Wendy. I think this is when we were in the hotel. We were like in lockdown, like we were in lockdown, so to speak, because we couldn't leave anywhere without a chaperone, right? So I remember her being there, and then I think she just left, and she was like deuces, and she just left. And I do remember this. It'd always be like, we're gonna sue you for like $1 million, however, like if we because there were so many. I feel like they would always threaten us. If like we spoke about like anything that was happening on the show with their family, with their friend, like we had a short list of people that we could talk to on the phone, and you know, we signed our lives away basically. And so after, like, post the show, we weren't allowed to talk about anything until the show aired. And I feel like they'd always be like, we'll sue you if you do this, we'll sue you if you do that. So I actually remember thinking like, damn, she's got some ball, you know, or like, you know, she's yeah, like, good for her. Like, I think she just left. I could be wrong, but I remember her just being like, I'm leaving, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, the people are reminding me in the comments, they said it was for
NDA,
Rhonda.
yes. She signed an NDA, yes.
The people are saying,
yeah.
They said it was for Rhonda during our chat where she said that Wendy had to go home, like she had to handle something.
Yeah.
So everybody go watch that chat and hear what Rhonda had to say about it. Rose Schaefer wants to know, would you go to dinner with Janice Dickenson again? Zip it, bitch, you're dead in my book. Oh my God. Zip it, bitch. That was the strongest bitch I've ever heard. Zip it, bitch. You're dead in my book.
Terrified that dinner. Terrified of Janice Dickenson. Again, 18-year-old me, very like just, you know, just straight out of Arizona, like no clue what was happening. And I remember her taking her eyelashes off at some point.
Everyone remembers
and like
that.
throwing them at people. And I think she made fun of Gina. I don't know. Like I can't remember exactly. Yeah, she was like, you know, drinking, whatever, that's fine. But like she was just like hammered, and it was just like it was a fucking scene. And I was just like trying to hide the whole time, like, what is happening? So would I go to dinner? Yeah, sure, I would go to dinner. I don't know if she'd want to go to dinner with me. I don't think she would be that interested, but I would go to dinner with Janice Dickenson, and you know, why the fuck not? Yeah, why not?
I felt so bad for Gina because Gina was sitting over there. Guys, let's go down memory lane. Gina was sitting over there minding her business. And Janice is like, Gina, who's fucking with you in the house? And Gina's like,
yes, I
don't really want to say. And Janice is like, come tell me. And I believe she invites Gina to come sit on her lap and tell her, yes, I think I'm right about this. And then Gina points at Jade, and Jade is like, what did I do? And Janice is like, get your ass back over there. You never rat out your bitches. I was like, I would have
this coming back to me a little bit.
Dickinson's ass. Yeah. So I would have cussed her ass out so bad. I, as a contestant, sitting amongst y'all, if I was there and I was Gina, would have let Janice Dickinson's drunk ass hold it. They would have had to delete the whole scene.
Yeah, I just remember being, I think,
you crazy drunken bitch. You told me to come over here. I didn't want to talk about this shit. Now let's talk about you since you want to talk.
Maybe she's calmed down since not even calmed down. Sure. I think she maybe had issues going on, and hopefully she's dealt with them, you know, and I can relate to that. So I'm like, no judgment, but like, yeah, back then I was like, get me the fuck out of here. I remember the day I was eliminated, like I cried, but like, cause I think, you know, you're supposed to, or at least you feel like you're supposed to, but I was so fucking excited. Like, I was so happy the day I got eliminated. I was done with. I was done.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the day you got eliminated. But just to touch on Janice, we've seen interviews of Janice. Janice is calmed down. She's a different woman. She's recognized all her transgressions and wrongdoings. And hopefully one day we can talk to Miss Janice Dickenson. Hopefully one of the world's first supermodel. What an honor it will be.
Yeah, she used to model with Gia Karanji, and I am a big Gia fan. And for those who don't know who Gia Karanji was, look her up, Google her. I would say she was probably the first supermodel, but you know. Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up then. As Landism is asking, do you mind to share more about the cockroach fashion show and church fashion show?
Yes. Okay. So the roach challenge, I think this is like one of the many challenges where I was just like, what is the point of this? Literally, what is the point of me wearing a roach on my being other than like they're trying to get a reaction out of us, right? Which was like every challenge was like just trying to get a reaction out of us. And I think I more than the roach, I was just hoping I was praying that I wouldn't fall. And so if I remember like my walk, I think I was proud of my walk because because it was great, but because it was just at least a little bit better than like it had been previously. I think I forgot about the roach. And then, it's one of those things like where they put it on you and I was like, like, I'm kind of freaking out. And then you go out there and you do your thing, you come back and then you remember the roach is still on you and you just, but it was, it was silly. I don't know. I remember Jade kissed it. I remember Jade kissed the roach.
No, Jade.
At the end of the
because I would have been Gina. But let me tell you something. One thing about that Jade Cole,
but Gina killed it, didn't she? Like on the runway. Like, didn't she go?
No, Gina was a crying, babbling mess.
Oh no. I feel like I'm like really defending Gina. I'm like, poor Gina. I don't know. But yeah, no, she might have been. I thought I remembered her like crying and then going out there and walking and like killing it and coming back and like having a breakdown. If I remember correctly.
The man physically had to push her out on the runway and she like almost tripped at the end of it.
Well, who am I to judge? who am I to judge? So that fucking roach. There were so many challenges where I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I remember one challenge where they were like, okay, I'm trying to remember correctly. They were like, you need to like, we had to say like different lines, but like as a cat or something. Like it was like something really fucking weird. It's like, sell us this product, but pretend you're a cat or something. I don't know, something crazy. And I'm just like, if this is what
you guys got hypnotized.
I'm sorry.
Is this when you guys got hypnotized?
We got hypnotized? I don't remember this.
Joni told us that you guys got hypnotized.
Was I still on or was I off by then? When did we get hypnotized?
Is this hypnosis still working?
I think this is
years
it.
Later?
Maybe they were like, I can't recall. I was hypnotized. It's official. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't seem right.
And the only reason why I'm asking is because you said you remembered a challenge where you had to talk like a cat. All of us top model fanatics know that never showed on TV. And so
my memories.
And so we also remember that Joni told us something about they got hypnotized, and when you heard something like in an interview or something like that, you were supposed to do something. So the fact all those things are going, maybe you're still hypnotized.
Maybe I'm still hypnotized. I don't think I was there. That was before Thailand. I'm looking at the comments right now.
Dang it.
Still a hypnotic state. Yeah. Look, Top Model was a really long time ago.
It's okay. It's okay. You have you brought a whole journal. So you're 10 steps ahead of every other bitch, okay? Okay. Annie wants to know, ask Leslie how she felt about those crazy shoes they made the girls walk in during the runway challenge at panel.
Oh, the one where we were like in the 7-inch platforms?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Again, terrified. I think my whole experience can be summed up as terrified, but yeah, terrified that I was gonna break a toe, sprain an ankle. I think I made it without falling. I think Danny like sprained her ankle, if I remember correctly.
Her pinky toe or something like that.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah. No. Every challenge was just like, and like they never told you like what it was going to be. Everything was like the element of surprise. So you would just go into it being like, okay, hoping for the best, hoping the photo shoots were definitely like the area that I felt more comfortable in, and but like the challenges, like obviously anything runway, like I was just like, I'm like, I already know what they're gonna say and they're gonna shit all over me, so I just kind of accepted it, I think. But Yeah, I have like, it's funny, I bought like these like 5-inch platform, or like maybe 6 inches, like clear, just perplex heels, and it made me think of that because I was like, I didn't think I've worn these since like a shoe like this since Top Model. But anyway,
Ooh.
yeah, they're in my closet somewhere.
I want to ask you about the fairy tale falling photo shoot that you did amazing on.
That was
You were
my
the
favorite.
wolf.
That was
Your favorite?
Yeah. That was my favorite, yeah, for sure. I think that, or like the one where I was like dominatrix, was my favorite. I think the photo shoots were honestly the only time where I felt like I wasn't having complete like panic attack, nervous breakdown, like in a real way. Like, and so I feel like the photo shoots like felt like more of like my comfort zone, and I've never modeled before. Like I never like been in front of the camera like that before, but I think it just came more naturally. And so I felt like I knew that was like the place where like they could critique me about my walk. They could give me shit because I didn't have, you know, a storyline. I didn't have drama, but like I knew they couldn't say shit about my photo shoots. And so, yeah, like I knew I felt really good about it. And even like the photo shoot that I got eliminated like from, like I thought that was like it was a really great photo, you know, like, and I felt good about the challenge. And I remember it was like crumping challenge, and I didn't know how to crump, but I did my best, you know. And so, yeah, I feel like, but yeah, the falling one, it was, I remember we were like on a platform, and then they had us falling onto a mattress. And so I danced for a few years when I was younger, so I think I kind of try to like have some like the muscle memory kind of like back, and so I was just like fall gracefully, and yeah, it was like, let me just tell you, I never had any shoots like that after Top Model, but it came out.
I
Like,
bet you did.
Really cute. Yeah, it
I
came out really
convinced
cute.
y'all. My photo would have been like.
No, you.
Why do you think Kari got sent home over Gina?
Because Gina brought in more of a storyline, drama, some sort of drama storyline, versus Kari, who was just sweet and like, just, you know, just a good, kind, like human being. Like, yeah, no drama with Kari that I remember.
How was filming the Covergirl commercial?
The Covergirl commercial, that was a lot of fun. I think it was, yeah, I remember just kind of being like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm just going to do my best. And the way that I remember the commercial is, you know, you're walking through the crowd, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just naturally kind of
hey,
like,
how's it going? You did good.
you know, because I had no idea, but I guess it worked. And then at the end, all the anxiety that I had within me, just being like, blah, 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 Covergirl, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, it was fun. And that's honestly, out of all the challenges, that might be like the closest thing to like that, the closest thing to an actual modeling job in the real modeling world, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like all the challenges and a lot of the photo shoots were just very like fabricated for the show. And then you get into like actual modeling industry, and it's like, oh, this is not what it looks like, right? Like, it problematic for its own, in its own right, but like, yeah, but like the photo shoots and like, so I did a lot of commercials like during my career, and I would say that was probably like the challenge that made the most sense out of any challenge I think that we had that cycle. Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Let's talk about your elimination, because you went home, and like me and so many other people feel like you shouldn't have gone home, that you were great. Why do you think you went home? And is there anything about your elimination you want to tell us about?
I'm trying to think. I think it was time. I think it was my time to go home. And if anything, I say that for myself, because I really was not in an okay place. And I like can't, like, I'll joke about it, like, oh, I had a lot of anxiety or whatever, but I really was like, I was really struggling. And I remember there was one time where I think one of the producers came up to me and they were like, are you okay? Because I was so, I think I try to conserve all my energy for the challenges, and then anything else. If anyone who struggles with anxiety or depression knows how exhausting it can be. And so I think I conserved all my energy for like when I had to be on and perform, and then when I was at like in the house, I just had like I just really closed off, and because I was just really struggling. And so I remember like the producers at one point were like, are you okay? And I remember Jade one time was like, you know, like, are you doing all right? Like, and I wasn't okay at all. And so I think by the time that I got eliminated, like from a mental health perspective, like it was the best thing that could have happened. I don't think I was at a place in my time. I was at a place in that point in my life where like I could have handled winning and like whatever came with that. Not at all. And
wow.
Yeah, no, I would have no idea what, honestly, how you made it on the show. Like, I'm like, I don't even, you know, like, but whatever, I made it. It was an experience. And really, I think it was coming off of Top Model that helped me realize that I needed to seek like mental health. So like seeking a therapist and you know, and different tools to help me with like, especially with my anxiety, but because it was really debilitating, you know. So yeah, so I guess to answer the question about how I felt about my elimination, I mean, based off like my shoots and the challenges, like, yeah, maybe it could have like gone on longer, but I never look back on it with resentment. And also, truthfully, I think it worked in my benefit post Top Model in my actual modeling career, that I was under the radar being on the show, because I would get recognized, but I don't think nearly as much as like some of the other girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's. Oh my god! Wait, how long? The dog. This is how tired I am. Like
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm like, how long is this?
Girl, she's been over here posing. Now, Miss Cookie is over here. She's giving y'all girls neck. She's giving you girls graceful arms. She's extending her neck. Look, yes, Mama, pose.
Patootie, patootie.
Pose, Cookie, pose, and pose. Didn't you want to be on top? I hate this dog so much.
No, I was expecting, just side note, when the live started, I was expecting like the Top Model music to come on, like the old school Top Model music.
Oh, but no, you know, when you girls give those types of responses where it's just like, you take us from like the point of an issue you were having in your personal life that affected your Top Model experience, and then when you girls start telling us on how you were able to, one, recognize it and accept it, but what you did to like grow and heal and learn and get better, I have nothing to say, because it's like that's the whole point of this whole thing, is showing people that you girls were human, and that you girls had a journey, and you girls were young, and after that, certain things, like you girls had to go through certain things to become the people you are today, and who we're speaking to. And I think that is just so beautiful. You know, we only see you guys in this edited, truncated 1 hour show of competition and all this shit going on. It's like, no, these are real people. Like Eugenia said, it's funny, but no, it's real. These are real people with real feelings and real emotions and real bodies and real all these things. And it's a pleasure to have these human experiences. So when you girls give us those human experiences, Miss Oliver has nothing to say except for that's amazing. Like, just thank you. Like, thank you. So again, Leslie, thank you.
No, yeah, thank you, right? Like, and like I said before, it's so beautiful to me that like this experience that I thought when I left the show, I remember thinking like, I don't want to ever think about that, like, Top Model again, right? So
Mhm.
I used to hold resentment against it. And then obviously,
Why?
I think because I felt like I think it was more of like an ego thing and more of like a personal thing of like, even though I just said, like, I wasn't in a place to deal with the responsibility and whatever, you know, of like that winning would have entailed. I felt like I got cheated or something. I was like I was expecting one thing and they delivered something else, right? Okay. And then I think yeah, I don't know, like, and because I did have like I felt so much like as I explained, like, so much stress, and just so it brought me back to a place in time where I was not feeling great. And so for a long time, when I thought about Top Model, I would think it would bring me back to like this like kind of dark, like just, you know, unpleasant state of mind. And so like but I've also been able to let go of that for like a long time now. And then, yeah, like it's not, to me, like now it's just like, it's like this fun thing that happened when I was 18, and I have fun
Good.
that I get to talk to you now about it, you
Good.
know, like, yeah, like that, it's not even a thing anymore. But yeah, so it makes me, I never would have guessed that so many years later I'd be here chatting with you and about this like experience, like I said, really you know, in one way or another shaped my life, and it directed me in a certain way, you know. So yeah, I could have stayed in Arizona, gotten married, and like, I don't know, had 3 kids by now. I don't know, maybe, right? Who knows? You never know where life would lead you. But yeah, it definitely made an impact.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I must
Is that
say,
Cookie?
I don't know what is wrong with her tonight. This is the most active she's ever been. And
Aww.
and I know the let me tell you something. You girls always give me whatever. I want to give all to the people who watch this show, because they are so freaking funny and they are so quick. And this is why I'm like looking at the comment section. They're down here talking about Cookie. Cookie is the cover girl of the week.
Cookie is the cover girl of the week.
Cookie
should get like, what is it? Like, I mean, there's so many like Vogue model of the year. Like, that's Cookie.
She's model in action. They were like, she's gonna get a 17. They're so funny. They're so funny. But I don't know why she's so active right now. Like, I don't. This is the most active she's ever been on a live.
Aww. Boo boo. I love puppies. I have a cat. It's my cousin's cat. I'm the auntie, but I think she's roaming around somewhere. She's scared, probably not scared, but she's probably like too much commotion. I'm gonna go hide. I'm gonna go hide in the bathroom. That's like what cats do, I feel like. But yeah.
What was your relationship like with Tyra, and specifically Sandra Salazar wants to know: does she feel like Tyra was actually genuine?
No. That was a quick. No, my
girl, Miss Cookie got about her seat. Oh, Miss Cookie, girl, Miss Cookie, Cookie, why you?
Oh my gosh. So okay, so Tyra.
Back. That was funny.
Welcome back. Welcome back to. You're so funny.
Cookie got the fuck out of Dodge. Oh no. Okay. Continuing with your response of an immediate, swift, thunderous guillotine chop of no.
Okay, Tyra. So Tyra, was barely there. I mean, I think Tyra was. Oh my god. Okay, I have to remember to talk about the scene where she fainted. Okay, but I'll get to that in a second. I feel like Tyra was there for the camera, and when it was time to film, and then as soon as filming was done, like, she was out the door, right? So, and like, okay, fine, whatever, right? But I think it's funny how she has, you know, sold or Top Model as this idea of like mentoring the models, and it's like maybe it's changed, but when I was there was no mentoring whatsoever. And maybe that was to be expected. I don't know. I honestly had no idea what I was getting myself into, but like she was barely there. And then I think Tyra, I think she's about her money, you know, and like I can't like hate on that, but I definitely think the way that she has gone about it, and I think has, you know, definitely shoots have been very problematic. Challenges have been very problematic. I mean, and this is stuff that I kind of looked up recently because I didn't realize, like, there's a shoot where there was like blackface, and I'm just like, what? And you know what? Beyond that, even now, like I think she like put out some like bullshit apology, and I'm just like, yeah, if you know, look, we all make like, you know, there's things I've done that are fucking cringy in the past. Everyone I know has done cringy shit, right? We have our cringy past, but like own up to it and like give a proper apology, something, you know, not just like some bullshit like it was in good intentions. I don't know, whatever, you know, like it was well intentioned. Like I think I don't, other than that, I'm neutral on Tyra. I just, you know, I think she's just about her money, and I don't know, and but hey, you know, get that bag.
Oh God. All righty. Talk to us about the moment when Tyra fell, and it's acting.
Oh, that's
it's
yes.
Acting.
I'm like,
it's acting.
I think I watch that clip sometimes because it's sent to me so often. It is sent to me, and people are like, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I was so fucking livid. I was just like, "This bitch!" Like literally, like I was so fucking. I'm like, we thought you were like dying, like, you know, like we were literally like legitimately concerned. I remember Ferranda being like the first one running out to her. It's kind of funny now. And I think I was just sitting like being like, is she for real? Is she not for real? Like, I don't trust her, right? And then she gets up and she's like, and this is acting. Like,
it's acting.
It's acting.
It's acting.
And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know where you got your like lessons from, but oh my God, I mean, that makes me think of the movie that she was in where she played the Barbie doll with Lindsay Lohan. Do you remember that movie? It's like life size Barbie or something, life size doll. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, that's the extent of her acting. But like,
oh no, she did die that one time in that movie. In that Halloween movie, the villain yoked her up by her neck with a cord.
Was that Tyra?
Oh my God, I can't. This is all too much for me right now. So in the movie, she was working with Busta Rhymes because they were doing like a reality TV show on the internet about these people going to Jason's home, and she was in the control room manning the monitors because, you know, she was, you know, like the right-hand man on the TV show, and Jason came in. Am I saying the right name? It's not Jason. It's Michael. I'm sorry, not Jason. Michael Myers. Michael Myers came into the control room and wrapped one of the TV cords around her neck and hung her from the ceiling like a Christmas tree ornament.
I have not. I must be living under a rock because I don't know what you're talking about.
So are we saying that? But
I believe Myers, it. I believe that's a scene. And look, she might be like a good
Michael
actor.
Myers got it right. He said, "Get that bitch."
Now I have to watch it. Now I have to watch it, and and I'm reading the comments. I like Life Size, and she was in Coyote Ugly, and I love Coyote Ugly, right?
She was leaving. She was like, I'm done being a whore, whatever, like a bar whore.
I'm going to law school, literally, like, right? Like, but I think that
wait. In Coyote Ugly, she was leaving to go to law school?
I'm pretty sure, or something like that. Yeah. Doctor, whatever, fill in the blank. Yeah.
I can't. This is too much. Oh my God, this is too much for my petty soul.
Have you watched Coyote Ugly?
Yes, I used to watch it all the time, but I haven't seen it in so many years, so I don't remember like the small details of. I do remember Tyra's character leaving because like she was leaving because she was done.
Okay. She went to Harvard.
She was going to college. In the movie, are you saying in the movie Coyote Ugly, she was leaving to go to college?
I think so. That's what I remember. She was doing something like whatever. The writers were like, okay, you know, she's stripping at the bar. Now she's gonna go do something like what? Yeah, I don't remember exactly what she went off to do, but it was not at the, you know, I think it was like law school or Harvard, or she wanted to become a doctor or something like that. But I'm not shitting on her acting. I am shitting on like that moment in Top Model where she scared all of us for no good reason. Like, that's all I'm saying. You know, like it was unnecessary. That's the word. It was unnecessary. But that was a lot of things on the show. Yeah.
Do you want to see another cringe-worthy moment of Tyra's acting?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to try to find it. But she was on the Tyra Banks show, and throughout the segment, I think she kept complaining about her stomach hurting or something like that. And then all of a sudden, in front of her studio audience and her guests, she began to like foam out of the mouth. And then from my standpoint, I think she noticed no one thought it was funny, or like no one like was believing her. So then she just started like doing the Tyra crazy eye, and it was like, ah! It was so cringe.
You have to send it to me. Oh my God.
I said, Tyra, nobody but you. This is why he put you on this earth for us. So, because you're the only one who can do these types of things and don't care about it.
No, I will say, I feel like she gives no fucks, and I
don't give a fuck.
No, she don't give, no. And, you know, I appreciate that in a person sometimes. So, yeah.
What are your thoughts on production as well as the editing of the show?
Editing of the show, yeah. I mean, look, I think it's reality TV. I think any reality TV show is going to cut bits and pieces to make it look, I think, like a heightened version of what happened. So, I mean, you know, we said what we said and we did what we did, but, you know, you cut moments here and you say this, and then it sounds like you're talking shit about someone, maybe when you're not, right? Or it's in the wrong context. As far as how, like, maybe everyone was depicted, you know, like, someone like Molly, like, she had a huge personality. They barely showed it, and she got sent home like week 3 or something, you know, like whatever. And I don't know what the reason was for that, you know, but I definitely think that, like, going into it, I think they definitely had like their picks in mind of like, okay, we really want to push these models at least to the top 4. Whether it's for ratings, whether it's because they have a contract with whomever, you know, they had a contract with, like, modeling agency at the time, like, different reasons go into it, but I think they definitely have, like, the agenda of, like, who they're trying to push. Like, of course, you know, but I think that goes for, like, any reality TV show as far as, like, making it so it is as watchable as possible, and people love trash TV, including myself sometimes, you know, so yeah.
Okay, my last question was going to be about your body positivity thing, but like you did it so well earlier. Is there anything that you would like to add to that? And like talk about like your post-top model career and all the amazing things you did. Like, yes, tell us. Dímelo.
Yeah. Okay. Where body positivity. Look. You know. So during my whole time modeling, I was always a very particular size, right? And I was always like, how about this? I'll explain why I quit modeling. And
Okay.
So part of it was I was kind of just tired of modeling, and I've been doing it long enough. But another reason was I was getting shamed for like my size, and so at this time I'm like, I don't know, a size 4 or something, right? And but I had gained some weight, and I in my agency Muse that I was with, like they would start measuring me every 2 weeks, and it was like, you have to come in every 2 weeks because you're up an inch in your hips and you're up an inch in your waist, or whatever, and we have to get you down to maybe do a little bit of yoga so you don't lose your clients. And I just couldn't handle having my livelihood be like not having autonomy, I feel like, over my livelihood, my career, like, and it was a hard thing to let go of when you model for so long, and you are you're like it's sometimes you make really good money, sometimes you don't make good money. There's slow months, there's really great months, right? And it's it can be really lucrative, but it's also it's hard to really have complete ownership of your career, in my experience. And so once I and from the beginning, when I first started modeling and I was with new models in LA, I remember they were like, they didn't tell me to not eat and like run every day on the treadmill for like however many miles, but like they were just like, just tighten up a little bit, loosen up, right? Everyone basically was like, you need to lose weight, in so many words, straight up, right? And I think after years of hearing this like on and off, I didn't want to deal with it anymore. And I was at a place where I felt good about my body, and I definitely have had moments where I've been hard on myself. And I think post modeling, I somehow was just able to like shed and let go of that. And I feel like it's sort of this like radical feeling of like, whether you're modeling or not, right? Just being a human being, like being told that you're supposed to look a certain way and saying, fuck you. No, I'm going to treat my body the way that it feels right. And I'm going to be okay with like, with how I look and how I feel, like, right. It's just, so I just, to me, the priority is not, like, especially during COVID, I feel like people are like really hard, it can be really hard on themselves about like the COVID, I don't know, gaining weight, like during these times where we're more sedentary and stuff. But like, I just, look, I have my shit, like I need to work on. We all have our shit that we need to work on. I think being at peace with how I look and the vessel that I was given, so to speak, like is not the battle that I'm trying to fight. I'm grateful for be able to like just be alive and like have and I try to treat my body well. And if some days, and not every day is perfect, right? Like some days I am like I can be harder on myself, but I try to be kind to myself. It goes back to, I'll sum it up with, it goes back to just being as kind to myself as possible. And that's definitely been a journey, right? It's taken a lot of years of therapy, of me, getting sober, like, and which is a whole other conversation, and then I don't know, how many people here are interested about learning about my sobriety, right? But like, just really learning to take care of myself and show up for myself. And I think that's one of the ways I show up for myself is being kind to how I look. It goes, I'm more than this, so yeah.
And, I just want to give context because the people who will watch this later on YouTube don't know what's going on. I hate y'all in these comments. I'm turning you guys off. Like, I'm about to turn y'all off because y'all don't know how to behave. I had to throw your
crumbs.
cookie.
What's crumb?
Cookie, I had to throw her out of the live because she couldn't sit down. I had
Oh
to
no.
toss her, yes. And so the people were making cookie crumb jokes. I hate y'all. I hate y'all. But no, because when you and I spoke, I told you I had been to your page before, and
Yeah.
you know, anyone that goes to your page, what you do now, and you know how you show up in the world is way different than what we saw you back in Top Model. But you can get the sense that you're very proud of your body, you're very proud of who you are and what you're doing, and to have that high level of vulnerability and transparency and I don't give a fuck. I knew like there was a story in there to be told, and that people who Top Model fans like could get teachable moments, learning lessons out of this, and just hearing you tell your story. And I think that's freaking beautiful. And I know what you're doing and what you've done isn't easy. Like it's not easy. And I hope people out here watching learn something, and you're freaking inspired, like the same way Leslie rationalized and was able to figure out and rebuild and go back and relearn and like that's this is so great.
I know, it's just yeah, I think back on 18-year-old Leslie, and I'm like, oh baby, like, and just and 8-year-old Top Model Leslie, and I have so much more growth. How awesome is that? But like so proud of like my journey thus far, and yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like at my core, I'm a really good fucking human being, and I care for people and have a lot of empathy. And yeah, no one's perfect, right? Progress, not perfection, but like I'm really proud of like who I've become, and so it's really cool to be able to talk to you and reflect back on like that. And even though my memory's shed, sorry for the people who are like her memory dead, like yeah, I don't always have the best memory, especially but like yeah, but feeling very good in the person that I've like become today, and how excited I am to see where, who I'll be 20 years from now. So yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, that was all. This was so freaking good, guys. I bet you didn't think you was going to get all of this today. Leslie, you have done a great, amazing job. I don't have any more questions for you. And so at this point, this is when I turn it over to these bad people down in these comment section.
Let's see.
Miss Leslie was up here giving us good tools, and you guys want to be writing jokes about Cookie getting booted, and I hate y'all. And y'all know I don't have a great poker face. Y'all know I don't have a great poker face. I don't have it. And they're just down here. It's just like joke after joke after joke after joke. Anyways, this is when I turn it over to my friends who've been watching this live. As you guys know, I will ask your question live on the air with Miss Leslie if you get a badge, because getting a badge helps me plug out your questions. There's so many questions. So send me your questions now. I'm looking at them right now. If you were in front of Tyra Banks right now, Leslie, what would you say to her?
I would say, hey girls, I actually have a story about this kind of. So I would just say like, hey, remember me? Like, I would not assume that Tyra would remember me after like 300 different million girls on the show. Yeah, I would just say hi, right? Like simple as that. But I remember like 5 years ago, maybe longer than this, I saw her in New York City. I think I was heading to a casting or something, and I saw her getting out of the car, and I like ran the other way. I don't know why. Like that was my instinct. I was like, I was like, I don't want this awkward, whatever. That's all in my head, probably anxiety talking, but like, yeah. But I haven't, yeah, no. Anyway, to answer the question, I would just say, hi, that's it. Nothing crazy.
Yes, you type your question down. So once you get a badge will pop up to your name like it is right now, and I will call it like I'm about to do Koki. Leslie, this is your friend. you know what? And they sent me how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. This is your friend Koki, Koky, saying hi. Tell us about the Ice Princess photo shoot. Were you girls freezing your butts off?
Yes, and I remember some girls. I can't remember who exactly. I remember they had like some of them were smart enough to put like little heat pads or like the little hand warmers, like in their crotch or whatever, you know, to keep warm.
Hot pocket.
Hot pocket, literally, right? Literally. Yeah. And that was a really fun shoot. Yes, it was cold. But I like my photo. I remember like trying to like be like super sexy. I remember the photo like up against like the ice wall or whatever, and they were like, you're like overly sexy. I can't remember how they worded it, but they were like, you know, I think they were like sexy, not slutty. I think that they might have said slutty. I can't remember if they said slutty or not, you know, but like, yeah. I liked it. That was my first time shooting in that kind of weather. Although I think since then I've probably done shoots like in, you know, not the most ideal conditions. But yeah, anyway, yeah. It was a fun shoot. I like that picture. It was cute.
Come on, guys, my people that are getting badges with give me your question. Because Miss Leslie has to go to work. Miss Leslie's a working woman. And so is Miss Oliver. Miss Oliver's a working woman too.
We're good.
How did Leslie feel about the Big Bad Wolf shoot? Did she want to be a princess instead? If so, which one?
Oh no, I loved. Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't know what I was gonna get, but the Big Bad Wolf. That was like my favorite picture of me from that season. Yeah, it was like, it was fun. It was bad. Yeah, it was badass. I was like, you know, I think back then I was like, I'd rather be the Big Bad Wolf than like the princess, you know, but no, it was cute. It was super cute. I think I would describe all the photos as super cute. That's,
yes.
the description.
Jalen Tony wants to know, the challenges were easy back then considering the newer seasons. Why? Later they had people walking on skyscrapers. Why do you think? I mean, ratings, they ran about.
They were harder back then than they are now.
No, that they were easier. Like the challenges were easy for you girls, but as the seasons went on, the cycles went on, it got harder. Why do you?
Really?
Oh yeah, girl. They had
those
girls.
Oh
yes. Oh yeah. They had those girls walking up buildings, and they had to do fire, and they were in plastic balls on Pam sprayed runways, and they had to run on conveyor belts. Oh yeah, the girls in later seasons got it. They got it rough.
Okay, unnecessary once again. I didn't watch later seasons, but fucking unnecessary. I don't know. Like, I felt like that show. Is it still on? I honestly don't know. Did it get canceled? Okay. I feel like it jumped. How does the saying go? Jumped ship.
Jump the shark. The whale.
Jump the ship.
And the octopus.
Jump the shark. I don't know. I think they were probably just like reaching for anything they could, you know, like, okay, how crazy can we make it this season? Like, yeah. Poor girl.
Beautiful Brown Eyes said, this question is for you, Oliver. Oh, this is different. Now that you've done all these chats and you've talked about the Tyra tea, and you always ask the girls, but what would you say to what would you say? You always ask the girls, but what would you say if you were standing in front of Mom Tyra? If Oliver was standing in front of Tyra,
ooh,
I'll be like, what's going on, girl? I'm pretty sure you knew who I am. How are you doing today, sweet? And I don't know. I probably would ask for a photo. I would say, girl, can I please take a photo with you? I probably would ask for a photo. I probably wouldn't try to talk too much about the chat. You know, I've almost ran into her, honestly, because she
like literally ran into her.
Yeah. Because at one point she kept. I graduated from Morehouse College, and at one point she kept coming to our homecomings. Like you know, our tailgating parties are lit, and I saw everyone on social media like, oh, Tyra Banks is here, and you know. if you ever been to HBCU homecoming, it's a lot of people there. It's a lot of libations, it's a lot of things. And I was in my stuber and I was not getting up to go see Tyra. I was like, girl, I'll see her, you know.
I'll see her when I see her.
I'll see her when I see her. And but listen, I do have a joke. I do have a joke that I don't want to say right now until it happens, and then I want to follow up on the joke. But I told the people on YouTube that the code word is hashtag DSJ.
Okay, how is our hashtag what?
The code word is DSJ. I'm gonna say DSJ, and you guys have to ask me what is the joke. It's such a, oh my god, it just happened the other day. God. But I can't say the whole thing because the rest of the story hasn't developed yet. So I just gotta wait and see what happens.
Okay, I don't know what this means, but I like.
It's so good. Oh, it's such a coincidence, dinky, inky, stinky. Okay, who's your favorite judge?
Probably Miss J.
Okay. Can you give your opinion on every girl? So I don't even need to pull them up because I know them in order in which they were eliminated. Catherine, she went home first. Kathy, she went home first. Catherine.
Super sweet. Very. I remember she was like kind of like maybe a little awkward and like, but like funny. Yeah. I think I like in an interview, I spoke some shit about her, like being like, I don't know what she doesn't belong here, like whatever bullshit. Like no, she was super sweet. Yeah. Wendy, she seemed a little bit more reserved, but I think she was kind of like, I appreciate that. I feel like, especially her, like if I'm right, like if she, you know, left on her own terms, like I love that she wasn't like fucking around. So I give her props for that.
Kari.
So sweetheart. Just like I feel like she was one of the girls I was a little bit closer with in the house. Did not keep in touch with her after, but total sweetheart. Yeah.
Gina,
probably the person I spoke to the least, to be honest. I'm trying to be, you know, just awkward little thing, but like super kind, super sweet. I don't know. She was trying her best. Molly Sue. I remember her being very funny. And yeah, I remember she had a lot of jokes. I remember that about Molly. Yeah.
Big rubber ball from the Nick Cannon Wild 'N Out challenge. Who went after Molly Sue? It was you. And then Brooke.
I love Brooke. Really awesome girl. I remember, like, and I feel like we bonded a lot because we were together in Thailand, and then she was probably the person that I kept in touch with the longest after, and then we lost touch at some point. So, but yeah, very, yeah, kind of hippie-ish, like you wouldn't think, but like, yeah, she was like a free little spirit.
Nana,
I remember her being just very, I remember looking at her and being like, she's so like smart and together and just very like regal, like, yeah, just very elegant. Yeah. Nana was like, I feel like one of like the people that I definitely assumed would make it till the end, like definitely like competition.
We all thought she was gonna win.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
She didn't.
Yeah.
For Rhonda.
Hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Rhonda is great. And then I love seeing her, like, you know, seeing her journey now. Yeah, she is just fucking funny. I think sense of humor that like I can look back on now and be like, oh, she was in on the joke. Yeah.
Rhonda,
Sarah, she was always really kind to me. I think I spoke to her probably most out of like, her and Kari were probably the two people that I spoke to most maybe when I was in the house. I think we stayed in touch a little bit after that. But yeah, I remember she was also very like athletic. That's what I remember about Tyra.
The undiscovered supermodel Jade.
Look, she was always really nice to me. Like, I will say, she was always really nice to me.
I bet.
I bet. I remember we hung out in LA one time, like after Top Model. So I moved to LA. Yeah, like I was like probably 19 or 20 to work, and she was there, and I remember she was just like, I don't know, she was just like crazy all over the place, and you know, like I think I tried smoking weed with her, but like weed was never really my thing, and yeah, I think we got into like a little car accident. I was driving, and I like was making a left-hand turn. I don't think you're supposed to. I don't know. I wasn't supposed to. Whatever. I like kind of clipped someone, but everything was okay. And she was. I think I scared her shitless. Anyway, that was just a side story. But yeah, I hung out with her a little bit during. She was just like exactly what you would imagine.
Joni.
Also just a really fun girl. I feel like I would like we would meet up now and maybe like and probably like, get along really well. We had a mutual friend I lost touch with that was, but anyway, yeah. Joni, really fun, super, like I think she was just like she had a good balance of the competition, but also like being like just a cool like human being, right? And like not coming after anyone.
And then Danielle,
yeah. I haven't seen Danielle in a bit, but she was hilarious, and I feel like she's like one of those people where like I said, you meet at first, and you're kind of like, okay, maybe a little intimidated by, at least I was, and then I just remember her like opening up and like being very warm, and you know, I've seen her few times throughout the years, and always like super chill and super kind.
Did you think that you would win? Like you had a chance of winning?
Maybe for like a minute, I thought. Like I knew pretty much. Like I knew once I figured out that like they weren't going to just pick. Like they were gonna pick someone with like the perfect formula, you know, like someone who had like the personality and could, you know, and could do the shoots and could just the whole package, whatever. And I realized that I was not going to be that. Like, no, I didn't think I was going to win. Like, just straight up, no. Definitely.
What are your thoughts on Brooke's "Go back to Africa if it's so great" comment to Nina? And what was John?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's fucked up. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. No, completely like fucking inappropriate. Not okay. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, not okay. I hope that that's something she would never think or say now, you know, like
She's learned her lesson, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I'm sure.
What was the John Nina drama? Was the John Nina drama that bad with the phone?
Y'all, I feel bad because these questions, I'm like not the one because I don't remember. Yeah, I think they fought a lot over the phone. I can't remember why, but all I can say, you know, you put a bunch of people together in a house in these high tense situations, you're gonna fight over fucking like who's gonna get the last French fry, you know? Like I think I think everyone was just really tense and high, I don't know. They might have a different response, but I don't remember. I didn't really care either, you know?
I believe it.
Yeah.
Someone wants to know, how did you deal with overcoming anxiety?
On the show, I think I repressed it a lot, as much as I could, right? And I think anyone who deals with anxiety knows that you can only, I think, hide from that, like, from how you're feeling for so long. You can put on, you know, you can try to, like, cope with it on your own, but after a while you have a breaking point. And so I guess to answer that question in a more sort of you know, the short answer would be I let go of any shame that I had around it, and that was through a lot of therapy. and I still see a therapist and proud of it. I think everyone should be in therapy. Medication that I take, and I have no shame in saying that, and it's changed my fucking life. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm not trying to say like what I'm on, you know, like, or prescribe anyone, but and yeah, and certain routines that I have, right? Like I try to meditate every morning, and I just my sobriety again is really huge for me. That's also changed my life. And I mean, there's been a lot of work, but I think it has to do with a lot of self-awareness and getting to a point where I just, I could be vulnerable and ask for help. Right. And, I know not everyone is maybe in a situation where they feel like they can, but, yeah, I mean, I could talk about this for days, but for me, it was just finally, admitting that like not everything was okay, and little by little, like coping with any issue that I had. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Danielle and Joni's teeth operations on the show?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Danielle and Joni's teeth, their oral surgeries they had.
Oh God, yeah. I wasn't there for that, but I mean, I definitely heard you know, stories around it. So you know, if Danny, so the way that I understand it is, Danny had to have her gap closed to a certain extent, or they were going to kick her off. Right? Is my understanding. That's fucking fucked up. And I can only imagine the pressure that she must have felt during that time to do something that maybe she didn't want to do. Horrible, right? Like the manipulation, like that's just, it's so fucked up. And then for Joni, I know they gave her veneers. I think, and I don't want to speak for her, but from the information that I have, I think she had to go back like post show, and
she
like
did.
Yeah. And it's like, how are you gonna like, it's just like, how are you gonna like, just fucking with people like that for not thinking about like what they have to deal with like post, right? Like mentally, like literally just like practically, like logistically having to go to the dentist after, right? Who's paying for this? Are they paying for it? Like what's going, you know, like it's just for ratings, it's disgusting. That's how I feel about that.
Someone asked about whether or not you were hypnotized. She answered that question earlier, so when this is uploaded,
I may or may not have been, and maybe that's why.
Jury's still out, guys. Someone wants to know, did you know that Celicia, who won Cycle 9, was in a fashion show on your cycle as an extra? Did you know that?
No, I didn't, but I like that fun fact.
What does she do now for work? She answered that. You're gonna have to go back and rewatch. Let me see. Oh, what are your thoughts on Sutan, the makeup artist?
Sutan, beautiful. You know, I remember Sutan mentioning doing drag when I was, so I think Sutan was doing drag for a very long time, right? Because Sutan won Drag Race, no?
Third season,
yeah.
the first fashion queen ever on that show.
Yeah. So, and I think, you know, little 18-year-old me from Arizona, like, had no idea what like drag even was, really, in a real way. And now I have like a good number of friends who do. I love that scene, but like, I just remember him being really like funny and like personable and like, you know, and I'm pretty sure Sutan and a couple of other people, I can't remember, like from like behind the scenes, like maybe makeup, hair or something, were the first people to take me to the Abbey in California. When I first moved to LA. And it's like, for anyone who doesn't know who the Abbey is, the Abbey's like, it's like if it's still around, it was like the spot for, you know, like queer folks.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm just looking at some of these questions. A lot of these questions, guys, I can tell you guys came in a little bit later because she did touch on a lot of these questions. So I think with that, I'm going to conclude questions because Ms. Leslie has to get up and go to work. Ms. Oliver has to get up and go to work. We've already had her for 2 hours now, and she's given us a lot of information, a lot of tea, a lot of explanations, and a lot of knowledge. I hope you girls are leaving this thing blessed and highly lifted up because we have been given a lot of golden special nuggets here tonight.
I try. I can I can chat for days. I can also go off tangent. My friend Manny, who's on here, will make fun of me. I love him so much because he'll be like, your thought process is here, and then your, what comes out of your mouth is, it's just, yeah, I can be very scatterbrained, but like, hopefully, whatever. I had such a good time.
Yay!
Yeah, it was a blast. I'm so glad we did this. So glad.
I want to thank you so much, and I'm actually going to like contact you because I really want to know more about what you do as in social media and help with people's brands. I would love to chit chat with you about that and possibly learn some things from you. No, seriously, I'm gonna call you.
No, please. I would love. Yeah, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Yeah, whatever.
So, when people text me on my work phone or like, well, it's not really it's my work phone, but like, that's where like all my like celebrity numbers and famous people numbers go into. It goes into that phone. When people text me,
Do you have a celebrity phone?
Well, I have like clientele and then like bosses.
I love it. No, I love
so it's
it.
Like,
I want a celebrity phone. I have like, whatever. I love it.
I mean, like it triples as like my work phone and then like all of my friends who are like special people. Like I can't have like Kelly 47's number next to my Uncle Lester, and then I'm trying to send him something, and then I ended up sending it to little Kelly 47. So I was like, I just had to separate it. Anyways, when people text that phone, the Kim Possible thing goes off.
So cute.
And then when people call that phone, the Olivia Pope ringtone goes off. Official shit round here. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I don't even, mine's just on silent always. I'm like, don't fuck with I need to be by my phone always, but I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I should I should set the Top Model ringtone to my phone. That's what I should do.
How about
never.
How about the text messaging tone can be Tyra Bell, and then when people call you, it can be shake your body, move your body, shake your body.
Oh my god!
I think in 2021, that's what I'm going to check. Y'all know what? I'm officially going to start working on that. In 2021, when people call me, I want to hear Tyra Banks shake your body. And when people text me, I want to hear something that sounds like
that was a different season, right? That was a different season. Are you referencing the music video they did?
Yes, from second season. Yes.
Like, this is me dancing right now. That's awkward. Don't ever do that again. Yeah. But, yeah, I remember that. That is fucking hilarious. Yes, we definitely have to chat off. Like, I say regular, whatever. This is regular life, but we have to chat whenever you want. I would love to connect.
Yes. Listen, I personally want to thank you for doing this with me, for taking time out of your busy schedule. It's an honor. It's an honor for me anytime I do a Top Model. And I'm almost like 50 of them in, but every time I talk to you girls, especially you girls from the earlier seasons, I just remember being a little scared black gay boy elementary school who, didn't want to play basketball, who would rather go draw, and having a show like Top Model come on the air and seeing girls like you live your dreams and compete and do all these creative, cool things. Just, it really meant so much to me as a child. And even in my young adult life, it still is very special to me. And with cycle 6 being my favorite cycle, talking to any one of you girls is always so special to me because I love that particular cycle so freaking much. So again, thank you, and thank you.
Of course. And yeah, thank you. Like yeah, people, were tagging me like, you gotta do live with Oliver, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, and I really wasn't expecting anyone to like even be interested, and I forget that like this whole new generation of people like are fans of the show and love it, hate it, critique it, whatever you want to do with it. Like it, it's definitely impacted pop culture, and it's definitely impacted, it's helped. Yeah, like I see why people love it, and so to know that it's very easy for me to forget that I was part of it, and not on purpose, not in a bad way, just in like, it's been a while, like I said, I've had a whole life since then. So it's really nice to be able to have the opportunity to reflect and revisit, and just how like kind and just awesome you've been, and like welcoming, and like, so thank you for having me. Like, it's an honor for me, so thank you.
Oh no, you're so welcome. I'm so sorry for the antics of my dog Cookie.
We love Cookie.
Covergirl and
we love Cookie.
We love Cookie. Listen, everybody, is there anything else you want to plug before you go?
Oh my goodness, it's funny. I had a feeling you were gonna ask me this, and I can't think. I'm just gonna say, follow me if you haven't been following already. And just thank you for everyone who tuned in. What?
Oh, that's where they can follow you. They can tap that and follow you.
Oh yeah, tap in and follow. Yes. I'm like, what are you pointing to? What are you pointing to? Like, yeah. Tap up, tap, follow, do it. Or don't do it. That's fine. But either way, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, that's okay too. I don't care, but like yeah, I hope if anyone got like a little nugget out of this, then I was just so happy to be part of this. And yeah, just thanks.
You're so welcome.
So much love to everyone. Thank
you.
This
live chat was definitely a 10-piece spicy nugget from Wendy's, and to Oliver Twixt, that means I'm going to eat it all up, and I know the girls are going to eat it up.
Wendy's, I've had Wendy's in so long. I did have Taco Bell today, though. She eats Taco Bell sometimes, okay? Don't judge.
What did you get?
A crunchy supreme.
I always get the chicken chalupa. I would never abandon the chicken chalupa.
Don't.
Well, guys, wait, I can't hear you. See, here you go. Listen, guys, we're going to give Miss Leslie hugs, kisses, all the great things as we wave goodbye to her. Oh, you can't hear me? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? This is so horrible. Can anyone hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Is it? Okay. Just wave. Wave. Oh my God. That was freaking amazing. Okay. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. This video, as you know, will be uploaded to the Oliver Twixt YouTube channel. That's TWIXT, Oliver Twixt on YouTube. Thank you guys so freaking much for tuning in and watching this entire time. Thank you to everyone who participated in the Bash Q&A program. It is all freaking appreciated. I'm not going to hold you guys. Listen, be sure to... My hair... Bitch, I pulled the fuck out of my hair today. Bitch, what? I had to give her I just realized, bitch, I had to give her Nefertiti Nile River realness right now. Bitch, Grace Jones realness, which I pulled the fuck out of my hair today. Anyways, listen. I love you guys. As you know, for the month of January, I'm giving you guys a live every day, sometimes twice a day. So be sure to be following me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all those things. Listen, be sure to pray and Kegel! Because if you don't, you get tossed out the fucking frame like Cookie. I'm finna whoop her ass. Let me hear you. Bye, y'all.